Hey guys, Dr. Seth here from Great Works Chiropractic. I know a lot of you like to talk gardening with me, and as you may well know, or I know there are so many topics to cover about health, right? I mean, it's basically living your life the best way that you can. Um, you know, part of that for me is growing as much of our own organic food at home as possible, because one of my philosophies about health is that we're surrounded by poisons now in our modern world, and a big part of what you have to do to keep yourself healthy is to avoid as many of those poisons as we can. Of course, a lot of industrial food is grown with poison, which is weird. You need poison to grow food. I don't know. If it kills weeds and it kills bugs, I'm not so certain that it's necessarily really good for us, even if it don't kill you today. It might have negative effects that we don't know about tomorrow or much later on, right? So I'm here to talk about squash because, man, you know, this year especially, squash has been our biggest bang for our buck as far as just yield of pounds of, you know, just wonderful, delicious, you know, orangey sweet goodness, right? So I want to show you, after we've had a couple of light frosts here, you know, down at the LaFlamely farmstead, what happened to squash patch A after a couple of light frosts. Let's look, see? Now, anybody who's watching this probably has a bit of an understanding of what a healthy squash plant looks like, and I can tell you very distinctly that these used to be healthy squash plants with a bunch of vole throat holes through here, silly things, but anyway, I'll be working on getting rid of those. But these are not healthy, happy squash plants. This looks like sadness and death and destruction. Of course, we pulled in the majority of the squash. There's a few here that are green. The chickens will probably love that. So these are no longer alive. That is what frost did to these poor, sad squash. Okay. So now we're going to trek all the way across the property here to some pumpkins and gourds that Dr. Bree, my wife, most of you know, some of you might not, asked me to grow for the baby shower, for baby Spooky coming on sometime around Halloween, right? These were planted a little late, so I knew that they were going to need babying along, so I gave them a little extra special attention. Oh, chickens! Hey, chicken lickens! Hey, chicken lickens! Look, I don't know if you guys like chicken TV as much as I do, but good gravy, these guys are so entertaining. There we go. Anyway, here we go. Head on down here and let's see what we've done, shall we? Okay. Just heading down this area. There's a tree I had to take down to give some room for the sun to actually come through and hit these squash so they would grow. Plants, a funny thing, they tend not to grow without sun. Okay, so this is really exciting, all right? We're about to come down to squash patch B. We'll call that previous one, I don't know if I said, we'll call that squash patch A. Here's squash patch B. Ready? Drum roll. Brrr. Boom, there it is. Not really squash, well, everything's squash. These are all, you know, squash type plants, right? Cucurbit species or what have you, but look at this. Look at that. Look at those nice healthy leaves. They did not melt into a black lump of dejectedness and death, right? This is fantastic. We've got a nice little bicolor little guy right here. It's a green and yellow dude. We got a striped little yellow guy over here. Oh, there's a little death right there, but we'll see why in a bit. Let's go over here. Oh, I got a potato bug on my hand. All right, here we go. All this, we got some pumpkins in there. Whoop, peekaboo. Here's another one. Look at that. There's a nice big one right there. That's good. We got some white ones like that. Those are all kind of having their heyday. Here's another of these striped ones. That's beautiful. So how did we get this? How did this happen when squash patch A, right on the same land, is toast, and squash patch B looks like this? Oh, that's some kind of a cute little pumpkin there. Nice. Here we go. Let's reveal the secret. This is it right here. See that? a sprinkler. So you saw there were some dead plants around the perimeter. That's where the sprinkler didn't hit. When we saw that it was going to be a light frost, I instructed my wife. I was unavailable because I was at a training, but I instructed her that if she wanted these to stay alive, because I don't tell her to do anything, but you know, if she wanted these to stay alive, right? If you ever want to see your kids again, meet me with them. No, that she should run a sprinkler, because I had learned from a Florida gardener who goes by David the Good on YouTube. You could look him up. I think his videos are incredibly entertaining. You know, Gen Xer like me, good pop culture stuff, plays music and talks cool stuff about gardening, you know, on a budget. He had mentioned in one of his videos, you know, so this is a total shout out, that the Florida gardeners, Florida orchardists would sometimes run sprinklers on their oranges if there was going to be a frost, and they didn't want it to kill back the orange trees or cause them to lose their leaves before their time. Or I don't even know anything about orange trees, so I don't even know if they're supposed to, if they're deciduous or not, right? Or if they're evergreen. I don't know. But they would run sprinklers on them when a frost was coming, and that water, which was obviously at the temperature that the town water was at, or the well water was at, you know, running on those all night would stop the frost from setting in. So I decided, hey, I don't have any cloths, I don't have any sheets, I haven't bought row covers, but I don't want these squash to just melt to the ground. I'm gonna try this trick that I learned. Let's run a sprinkler on them. And holy cow, it worked. Aside from the spots that didn't get hit by water, and I hope that the squashes that are still on those vines, maybe there's still a little nutrition pumping along there from the base of the plant, who knows, but it saved them. Pure and simple. Totally awesome. So, you know, so there's a little trick there, because we got like over 15 gallons of squash, and here comes my daughter. So anybody else wants to save their plants and they're all together, run a sprinkler on them, and it seems that it will fight off the early frosts. Rock and roll. Over and out, guys.